Hey everybody, Nate Lee here, and I am back with the next installment of the String Shootout series. Now, you have probably been wondering if I was ever going to come back and do another one of these, because it's been a while since I did one. It was sometime in the summer, but I moved to Rhode Island since then, and I've been settling in, and finally got all the equipment set up in a way that I feel like this room will sound enough like the old room that I was in. I've got similar carpeting. This is a bigger room, but I'm using the same mic. There's been another big change though, which is that I'm not using my blue chip pick anymore. I used my blue chips for a long time. They're still fantastic picks, but something else lured me away. As most of you know, if you follow my stuff on the Play Nately page, I was lured away by the Tone Slabs pick. So I've been using a couple of those. I had thought this one was a tweener 3-round for the longest time, and I misunderstood until I ordered another tweener 3-round, or I thought another, but this one wasn't, and got this one. And this is my other trusty pick now. This pick is the same size and shape roughly as the blue chip that I used for years. I also used bigger blue chips for a little while. But it's roughly the same size and shape. Sounds very much like it, except it's just smoother. And all of these things, you know, it's like saying a mandolin sounds dark to me or bright to me. These things don't mean the same thing to everybody. But what I notice in the difference is that with the Tone Slab, I hear more of my mandolin. And that's a really cool thing. Blue chips, again, are still super great picks. There's nothing wrong with blue chips. If you got one, you don't have to throw it away or anything just because I'm using something else. But I'm telling you about this because that is going to change the sound. It's going to change how each string interacts with my mandolin because of differences in picks. So I am still going to play a little bit with the pick that I've used for all the string testing. And it's a blue chip TPR50. So I'm going to play that for a bit. But then I'm going to play on my other two picks as well. And I'm going to do that for the rest of this video series. I'm still not exactly sure what my forever strings are going to be. So far, the front runner is the $8 set from Mapes. Is really just as good, if not better, than most of the other things I've tested. And I do still have a little bit of a stash of the EXP74 CMs that I'm putting on in between different sets as a constant, so that I'm comparing the best to the rest instead of the rest to the rest. So here it is with the blue chip. I'm going to play a little bit here. Alright, so now I'm going to play with the same shape on the Tone Slab. So we've got a little bit of a... This wasn't intended to be a pick shootout video, but that's what you're going to get. Something to keep in mind, by the way, is I am testing the D'Addario nickel-plated steel here. These are pretty brassy sounding. So that's something just that I knew I wasn't going to like. So pretty much anything else I've tried is warmer than this. I did put on a set of elixirs to test, and then that happened in the middle of the move to Rhode Island, and I wasn't set up for it, and the strings wore out, and you can't have them anyway. They've been discontinued too, but I will do a elixir video just to hurt everyone's heart because you can't get those anymore either. You might still be able to get a few. Alright, so this is the Tone Slabs. This is the actual tweener 3-round. I really like it. I had tried out the bigger pick because I hadn't used a big pick in a while, and this bigger one, and I think it's a... I asked Frank to clarify because I had memorized the wrong thing. Frank says my bigger pick, based on my description, must be a TS Tri. So, bigger pick. And I'd gone back to this just because I wanted to get back to experimenting with what I could do with pick angle with a bigger pick compared to a smaller pick, and maybe I'll go over that in one of the Play Nately videos sometime soon. But what I've arrived at is that this is going to be my bluegrass pick. So that's the try. Definitely the bluegrass sound I like. This has become more of a pick video than a string video, but also testing out strings that I know aren't my forever string. So I'm going to mess with the other pick for a second and then give you my assessment of the strings. So the tweener 3-round, the actual non-imposter tweener 3-round, is what I'm using for my prettier stuff. Alright, so let's get to assessing the strings themselves. I'm going to switch back to the pick I use most of the time. So they sound fine. You know, it's not the sound I like. They're very metallic sounding, and some people really like that. They go for the, these are nickel-plated steel. They go for Monels, things like that that are kind of brassy. That's not my preference, but they're fine. You know, I could play a gig on these and I wouldn't be mad or anything. But when it comes to my preferences, we're really comparing apples to oranges here. And in this case, I don't like apples. So that doesn't mean that they're not going to be great strings for somebody else. If you like the brassier sound, this is probably what you want. The A and the E are fine. They're not super brassy. The D and G, pretty brassy. My big complaint with these is the G and D made my pick scratchy instantly. Like I can feel it. I can hear it. It's kind of a distorted sound. I don't know which edge it did that to. But I did not like that. You know, I don't want to be polishing my picks just because I played on a set of strings for an hour. So keep that in mind if you use something that, you know, the tone slabs are a lot more like shell picks in sound and in So those are my thoughts on the strings. They're totally fine, totally serviceable. They, I don't think, cost that much. The model is EJ67, and the gauges are, this is a light gauge set. They're 11, 14, 25, and 39. So I may test a medium gauge set of these. We'll just have to see. So there you have it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.